Welcome back to Chit Chats, everybody. My name is Antonio.
My name is Quinton.
My name is Ella, and let's have a chit chat.
All right,
No,
that was
we did.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
You did
All
pretty
right,
good.
yeah,
Should pick
very
after
good
me.
job. Very good job. Off to a good start. Welcome back to Chit Chats. We are doing another one of our classic debate night episodes today. And we have returning. We have Quinton. So Quinton, you've been on a debate night episode before, so this is not your first
I have.
rodeo. But
Mhm.
first time on the show, and well, in the debate night and on the show in general, we have Miss Ella Gaming, Gabriella, whatever you would prefer to be known as. Yeah. Welcome
Yeah,
to the show.
what's your go-to alias?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
what is it?
Ella Gaming's your former title?
my formal.
Oh, formal.
Oh, so that's like what you put on like legal documents and stuff.
Right.
Right.
I said more of like a please, Ella Gaming's my mother's name. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see.
Okay, I see. Okay, makes sense. All right, well, Ella Gaming. Hopefully, this will be a good little introduction to the show. This is a fun one. This is a reoccurring segment for a reason. We usually have fun when we do these types of episodes.
When Antonio edits this later, or whoever edits this later, who knows?
Yeah.
I could be editing this later.
Yeah.
In fact, let's put an editor's note right here, and it'll be, hey, my name is underline, and then it'll be the person that's name is
Uh-huh.
editing, and then actually, wait, no, to make this more fun, whoever's editing, put anyone but your name. Pick a random name, and then we'll know that it's at least not that person.
Okay, that's not going to be
Anyway.
confusing at all.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So for anyone who has not seen an episode like this, or for Ella, since this is your first episode, I'll just explain kind of how we're gonna do this today. Basically, we're gonna go in a circle. We've each prepared 2 to 3 debate topics. We're gonna go in a circle. One of us is going to present a debate topic to the other 2 people, and then those 2 people will simply enough have to debate that topic. One person will get one side, the other person will get the other side. They will each get a minute to present their argument for their side, and then the person that picked the topic will decide who they think won that debate. And the way that we normally decide who gets which side of the debate is via a coin flip. So the person picking the topic will say what it is, and then one of us will call the coin flip, and then we'll flip a coin. I have got like a little virtual coin that I will be sharing my screen so we can all see. And then whoever wins will get first pick at their side. But then that actually means that they have to present their arguments first. And then the other person gets to essentially do a rebuttal, but also just their side in general. So that's how this is going to work. So to start off, I'll give my first topic. How about that?
Oh, okay.
If that is all right with you guys. So we will do. Actually, no. Ella, you give your first topic, so that way you can kind of see how me and Quinton do it, because we're veterans. We've done this a couple times.
Yeah, I've done this
so
one
we
time.
gotta,
Oh, yeah.
we got some experience. So yeah, Ella, go ahead.
I checked the list. I hope what I picked is not on there. I
Okay.
just missed it. But we'll start off with an easy one. How about which season is better, summer or winter?
Oh, okay. All right, I
Okay.
like that. Okay.
Ooh,
Summer
okay.
or winter? Okay, so Quinton, I will give you the privilege of calling the coin flip. I will share my screen right now. And yeah, you can call heads or tails.
I call tails.
Okay. And let's see what we get here. It is heads, so that means I get to decide what side I want to debate, and I'm gonna pick summer. And I think this will work out, because I think that's actually the one that I would pick anyway. I mean, makes sense. All right. So now I will give my arguments. Let me just think about it for a second. No, I feel like this is one that I can do off. I think I can do this. I can do this. All right. Quinton, if you or Ella want to like have like a timer ready
Where's my phone?
to like
We'll
count
do
me off
timer.
a minute, or to like just give me a minute.
Yes. I don't really have my phone on. Okay, but I always got the timer. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, go.
Okay, so summer. I have always like preferred summer over winter. I really like the atmosphere of summer. I like sun. Heat is obviously something that you got to deal with. It's not always the most pleasant thing, but I really enjoy being in the sun. I think that getting sunlight is a really important thing to have for people. Like it gives you a lot of for me, it just gives me a lot of like happy vibes, a lot of like happy energy. It's just like, I love sunbathing. I love feeling it on my skin. I love summer activities. I love being outside and like, just like, going to the beach or, just, having like cool drinks or like ice cream with friends, um, playing like sports outside. Like I think that can be fun too. Going on hikes, that kind of stuff. You can do some of that stuff in the winter, but I personally think that being outside in the cold is a lot less, it's a lot less predictable. Like there, you could be out in the rain or there could be snow.
Time.
All right. That's it. Okay.
Wait, well, normally when it's time, you're allowed to finish like your last.
Oh, right. Yes, that's true. Yeah, there's just a little bit less predictability in terms of the weather and how that's going to affect your activities. That's it.
Solid points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, Quinton, we'll give you a chance to think about it, and then we will give you a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's also tough because you got to like talk fast because you only got a minute.
Okay.
And it goes by a lot quicker than you think it might.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
Ella, are you gonna?
Even though I prefer winter, but I got this. Okay.
Are you gonna do the timer again, or because I can too?
Yeah,
okay.
She'll do the.
All right. She'll do the timer.
I am ready. Start whenever.
All right.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So something that needs to be brought up between winter is, of course, there is the individual choice of hot versus cold. And I don't think that is fair to have that debate versus hot versus cold because that's so situational on what you want to do. What I do want to talk about with winter is the festivities, the seasonal amount of enjoyment that you get from winter. There's Christmas, there's Hanukkah, there's a lot of religious activities, but of course there's sort of activities for everyone. I think Christmas, it's romantic, it's enjoyable, it's festive, like just feeling that connection amongst everyone. Everyone loves Christmas. Christmas is celebrated globally, and it's just like you wear those warm clothes, and it's like a new opportunity for new fashion statements and festivity and bringing everyone together, gift sharing, rekindling with all your family members. And sure, maybe that's Christmas and not winter itself, but like that's when you do it. It's winter, and there are a lot of activities that you can't do during these times that you may be able to do in spring versus summer, like ice skating and other things like that.
Okay.
That's my debate.
Good points.
All right. So now, Ella, you have a chance to give some commentary on each of our perspectives and what you thought about like our strengths and weaknesses potentially, and then inevitably give a choice of who you think won that debate.
You have the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Okay. I like that Antonio. He seemed genuinely like he felt for his side, and he had some personal examples. He loved going out for ice cream and sports. Felt connected with his side. And Quinton, you do make a good point that it's more than the temperature. It's about the time of year. Both some very good points. I do hate having to pick just one. But I do
It's okay. It's completely.
so,
This is the tough thing,
This is the toughest
And
one.
it's also like you have to try your best to eliminate your own bias in a way, because you might have a preference, but
there are better.
yeah.
That's true.
Hmm.
I think that Quinton did make a good point about how there's a lot of holidays. That was a good. It's more than the temperature. There's a lot of holidays.
Is
So
it your final decision?
I think that made my final decision.
Just so you know. Oh, what's up?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just so you know, whoever loses will take it personally.
Yeah,
so-
very personally. I will be pissed.
Yeah. No, like.
Dang, I don't think Quinton can top.
I was terrified because I was like, even with winter being my favorite season, summer, I was like, I would have, if I won the coin toss, I would have wanted to.
Oh, really?
vouch for- yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay. I mean, I like both. I actually like genuinely do like both. I prefer summer, but I there are a lot of things about winter that I like. Christmas being one of them. But yeah, so all right, so Quinton, you win the first debate of the night. So congratulations on that.
That's so stressful.
All right. And if this I think you won the last episode of this that you were in.
Okay,
so
I did win.
We'll see if you keep up that streak. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so moving on to the second debate. Quinton, why don't you go ahead and give yours?
Let's try one that might be a little bit harder. I wanted you guys to think a little bit more. This one's game related, and we are both. I think you are both educated enough and experienced enough to debate equally on this. My topic of debate is with the Legend of Zelda series. And it is, should Legend of Zelda, the game creators, the story writers, should they focus on implementing voice acting? Because they have been doing that in the recent games of adding voice acting, having the characters speak. Or should they just stick to keeping the characters quiet? Sure, there's always that dialogue box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, should there be voice acting in the Legend of Zelda series?
This is a Brennan approved topic right here.
I was thinking this is more Brennan approved, but I was like, you know what? Screw Brennan.
No, but
Brennan, if you're watching this, I hate you.
Yeah, Brennan. No, this is one that he would like to if I told him that we were doing this, he would want to specifically watch this one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, then just kidding, Brennan. I love you.
Yeah, I love you, Brennan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just have a quick clarification question. When you say voice acting in the Zelda series, do you mean amongst everyone, or can it be just the side characters, not necessarily Link, or do you mean is it all or nothing?
I think when I mean voice acting at all. You could potentially talk about Link having voice acting,
right,
or having the side characters having voice acting, but I just mean any voice acting.
Okay, I see. Gotcha.
The characters having dialogue that
Yeah. Okay. Ella, why don't you call the coin flip?
All right, let's go with Lucky Heads.
Okay.
Yeah, this one might be a thinker, huh?
Oh, it's tails. Okay, so
you get to pick. Oh shit.
I know. I get to pick my side again. Okay, this is actually tough because I don't necessarily know which one I've never thought about this a whole lot before, so I don't know which necessarily I would be more likely to want. I'm going to debate for the side of no voice acting. But that means I do have to go first. So
I somehow found my phone. I don't know how. I must have instinctually found it. So I'm gonna start the timer now.
Okay, all right.
Let me know whenever you're ready.
I think I'm ready. I think I could do this.
All right, starting now.
Okay, so I'm a big Nintendo fan, and I'm up with a lot of the debates around Nintendo games, and one of the ones that a lot of people say is should Nintendo games in general have voice acting? And Zelda is a big example of one that a lot of people debate, should it have voice acting or not? And Breath of the Wild had voice acting. Tears of the Kingdom has voice acting. Maybe not as much as a lot of the other bigger games, but definitely still implemented, although Link does not talk. I want to say that I think no voice acting is actually a lot more powerful than people give it credit for. I think that if you're able to communicate feelings and thoughts through a story without voice, that actually shows a lot of skill in the direction of the game itself, and the gameplay, the characters, even reading text from a box. If you're able to convey a similar amount of emotion and heart through just written dialogue, I think that shows a lot of how good the story really is, or how good the characters really are. And yeah, that's it.
Very strong argument. Yeah.
All right.
Give you some time to think. Let me know whenever you're ready. No stress.
A lot of stress, actually, from me.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right, you ready? All right, I'll start you off in 3, 2, and 1.
I do kind of believe both ways personally, but one reason I think that voice acting is good is that Nintendo has always been a really good bridge between casual gamers and long-term gamers who it's a very big part of their life. I think that casual gamers appreciate things like that more, like getting to see pretty visuals and getting to hear voices that will help them remember characters better. And I think it's not necessarily something that will take away as much as it would add to the game. I think that with the open world nature that Breath of the Wild brought, there's just a lot more life to the world, and especially to NPCs and characters getting to go to different towns and multiple towns you never got to go to in previous Zelda games. I think that the voice acting does a lot. It does a lot for representing the different kinds of people. The fact that there's, bird people and people who live in the desert and things like that.
Time.
That's my thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
I always think about stuff that I wish I said in my argument after
the
fact,
Oh, yeah. I first I want to say very strong arguments from both. Once again I was like, oh, Antonio's selling it very strong here. First, I want to say, what I liked I guess I'll start with Antonio since he started first. What I really liked about yours is you talked about sort of it's the lack of voice acting is almost like a creative choice. It's you yourself kind of get to fill in the gaps, and it's kind of like if they perform it well enough, you don't need you can pass the boundary of not having that voice, having that audio visual or audio section of it. Ella, what you talked about is how voice acting is very digestible between people, and for the casual gamers, which is something that Nintendo really likes to strive for, is that it voice acting makes it very easy to digest, and especially with the new direction. You even mentioned the new direction that Breath of the Wild is taking in the Legend of Zelda series. It's kind of more appropriate for it to have voice acting. Those are both very good. Oh man, okay.
Ella, you are a strong debater. You're a strong adversary.
You're a strong.
I have to say.
I guess you could say you're both master baiters.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm stalling. Okay.
No, it's tough to pick right away. It's
okay. Me personally, I think I'm trying. I don't want to throw. I'm saying this so I can acknowledge my biases. Is that me personally? I prefer if there was voice acting in the Legend of Zelda series. I think you get to know the characters more. But I think I might have to give this point to Antonio, because I really do like how it's if Nintendo is strong enough, if their storytelling is great enough, they don't need that voice acting boundary or aspect.
Mm-hmm. I'd say actually, I am in the middle somewhere between the two arguments. I do think voice acting helps a lot, but I also do I kind of like what you said. I do think that the lack of voice acting has kind of become a staple of Nintendo games in a lot of ways. It's kind of they roll without it, and I kind of respect that in a sense, because it kind of makes them stick out a little bit. But I do think voice acting could help in.
No, I'm not a debater in this subject, but I think voice acting adds a lot of character, because the voice actors can add personality into the characters. And
yes,
something I really love is falling in love with these characters.
Yeah.
So I do support voice acting, but yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, so that was the second debate. We will move on to the third one now, and I will give the topic for you guys. Let's see, which one do I want to start with here? I have two good ones, I think, or at least yeah. Okay. We're going to start off with this one. Dogs versus cats. That's the big one. It's the tried and true argument. It's are you a dog person or a cat person? Contrary to popular belief, you can't be both. You can't. That's actually not possible. It's impossible. You have to pick one or the other. So that's what I want you guys to debate here. And if I'm not mistaken, well, I don't want to actually give anything away, but I do think, as we might have talked about earlier today, one of you is a dog person, one of you is a cat person, but we don't necessarily have to give away who is who yet. All right. So one of you guys want to call the coin flip.
You call the coin flip.
I did last time.
I also did. Okay, I'll do it then. Yeah. Okay, I'll do heads.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Quinton does get to pick first.
Oh, this is very hard. Okay. because now that I won, I have to debate first, right?
Yeah, that is kind of because sometimes you might not want to debate first, is what I'm realizing actually. But
Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's okay. I will do. I think, yeah, I'll do dogs.
Okay.
I think I'll take dogs.
All right, he's got that dog in him.
I got that dog in me.
Okay. Well, I have a timer that I can pull up here whenever you are ready, and you get a minute.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Start in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, first I'd like to mention that people get pets for all various types of reasons, but I think one of the biggest reasons, if not the more reason, the biggest reason is for fun, for enjoyment, for entertainment. That's why people want these animals. Another reason might be service animals, where I would say that dogs tend to be more service animals, which is another reason to do it. But biggest focus is entertainment. Dogs tend to be more playful, more outgoing, more excited. Whenever you see you get home from a long day of work, the first thing you see is the dog wagging their tail, excited, super excited to greet you at the door. Dogs tend to be really outgoing and cheering, and if like that's the kind of person you are, then dogs are for you. They are so excited to see you, where cats tend to be more lazy, more independent, and sometimes they can go with or without you. And while both can be very cuddly companions, I definitely think dogs definitely they wear their excitement on the outside of them. They're always wagging their tail, always excited to play with you and such.
All right, that is time. Thank you, Quinton, for that.
Debating.
It takes a lot out of him, man. Huh? All right, Ella, I'll give you a little chance to think about your side. You will be debating for cats over dogs. And let's see what you got when you're ready. She has that cat in her.
You got that cat in you?
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So cats are just as friendly as dogs. It's totally based on the individual animal. Look at Chihuahuas. Do you really think that they're friendly? My cat runs up the driveway every time he sees me walking down. He will run up to me just like a dog will. I think cats are a lot less maintenance. Most cats you can just leave out food and they'll feed themselves. They're not so dumb that they will die by overfeeding themselves. If you have to go on vacation, you can leave a cat overnight. You can leave a cat for a couple days. You can let cats outside and they are pretty independent. I also think that they can be much better for older people as they're much more manageable. They can be a lap cat, or they can be someone as a pet you can run around with, throw toys, do a laser pointer, even take on a walk on a leash. Some people do that with cats. Yeah, so I think that cats can kind of do everything dogs can do and more.
Okay. Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so very good job, both of you. Quinton, I think, I resonate with a lot of the points that you brought up about dogs, as someone who owns dogs myself. And this is, eliminating my personal bias on what I think. The dogs that I have are very energetic. They're very they always get very happy to see me when I see them, and that brings me a lot of joy. And that is the reason why I do like dogs quite a bit. And I do think that you had a good point. Dogs can maybe be a little bit more entertaining pets. And, if that's more what you want out of a pet, you want someone more of a more interactive companion. That is definitely, something that you can find with dogs. Ella, I do want to give you credit because I do think that this is something that, is a benefit sometimes of going second, is that you can kind of take, in the debates, because you can kind of take what the, person that went first said and kind of spin it into your favor. And I do think that is kind of what you did here. You kind of brought up the point that cats can, serve similar purposes because they can still play with you. And like you said about your cat, it did, you said that it does run up to you and gets excited to see you in a similar way that a dog might. And that kind of shows cats can kind of serve a similar purpose,
Yes.
And I do agree, because I've seen cats that do get very excited, and I've had cats before that have like similar levels of energy at dogs, or it seems like they do sometimes. And I do agree that, cats are low maintenance, and I do think like that's a very important aspect of why to pick a cat over a dog, even if you like both. And I think I'm going to have to give it to you, Ella. I think you did a good job on this one. So nice job. There you go. But overall, very good job to both of you.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Ella, if you would like to give your second debate topic.
Ooh.
Sure. I have one that's a little bit less, on the funny side, but it's not heavy.
Well, if it's not funny, then we can't do it. No, I'm kidding.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've always thought about this, and the debate is that it's better to have your child grow up kind than to grow up smart.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I like that.
I think there's very good reasons from both sides that I would love to hear.
Okay. Quinton, would you like to call the coin flip, or
you call?
I'll call the coin flip. Okay, you did, yeah. Okay, I am going to pick tails. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting good luck tonight, I guess, on the coin flips. Okay. Kind and smart. I would say I want to debate the side of smart. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I want to see what angle I want to approach this at here.
You might need a little thinking for this.
Yeah, I might need to be the thinker.
All right, I'll let you go.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm ready. Does my wait just real quick question? Does my audio sound okay? Because sometimes when I bump the mic, it like messes up, and I just want to.
No, that sounds good.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, start.
All right, so like, I think that being kind can get you very far in life. But the reality of the matter is that in life, like, you never know how people are, like, you can't predict how people will treat you no matter how kind you are to them. You know what I mean? You can go out of your way to be the nicest person ever, and that might take you far, but at the end of the day, like, some people are going to do what's best for them, and they're not always going to take into account your kindness. Whereas being smart and doing things maybe sometimes more for yourself, or doing things that are actually a lot more, maybe like the more like smart decision in a lot of cases, which may be selfish in a lot of cases, will take you far and almost guaranteed. And being a little bit less dependent on, your personal kindness towards people. And I do think that there is sort of a dependence there, because if you're kind to people, it's like, sure, that might make you feel good, but it is also like kind of a byproduct. A byproduct of it is like how people treat you in response. And I think like maybe having a little bit less dependence of that kind of comes with a little bit more security in the decisions that you make and the life experiences that you have. And I do think that growing up smart and raising your kids smart sets them up to succeed very much so. And, personally speaking, as someone who wants to be a father someday, I would want to guarantee that my kid has a successful life. If they want to be kind and they choose to be, that's fine. But I would like to personally raise them to be smart. And I don't know if I still have time.
You've been timed.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But you were in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. All right, give me a little bit. This is the one I want to debate, so hopefully I sell this one strong. Okay.
This is where me being a motor mouth naturally in my life comes in handy. So.
All right, I am ready whenever.
3,
All right.
2, 1, start.
I do think that there is some merit to working smart, but what always falls short is there's only so much you can do just being by yourself. And what something Antonio mentioned earlier was that being kind may leave you to be dependent, but that's not necessarily a weakness. By having more people around you, by showing compassion to others and others want to show that compassion to you, you can do so much more in life. By having all these people around you, you can do a lot more than what you can do just by being smart and by yourself. And of course, these are not mutually exclusive. Of course, you could be smart and kind, but I would definitely prioritize my child to be kind, to show, treat others the way you want to be treated, because oftentimes that is reflected back on you. And, being smart and someone reflecting smart back on you isn't always a good thing. Maybe it even shows competitiveness versus if you're kind to someone and someone's kind back to you, you could be friends and work together for a much stronger goal and a much stronger future. By working together, by being more organized, being more kind to each other, you can do a lot more than just by one person. And that is my argument.
Okay. It's like you need a breather after doing these, It's like
1 minute. I feel like I'm holding my breath every time I'm doing it.
I literally I saw you at the very beginning, like you were like, and then you like, I really think that because you want to use, I agree, you want to use your time as effectively as possible, so it's tough. All right, Ella, you have the floor to give your thoughts.
Those were both some good compelling arguments.
Only one can
I hope
win,
all these
though.
judging is you're both amazing.
All,
Yeah. Me and Quinton are not. We're not newbies here. You know what I mean? We've done this quite a bit.
Yeah, and since we're veterans, you can be ruthless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tear us apart. I want constructive criticism.
I want constructive basticism.
Oh shit! I don't want that.
Points that Antonio is saying that from a father's perspective, you want what's best, and usually being smart is going to guarantee a better future than being kind. But Quinton also makes a good point that being kind can lead to collaboration more often than not, which can yield more results than if you're by yourself. They were both some very good points. I do think that I feel like Antonio's argument was strong. It didn't have any holes. This is, I think this is the better end. And yeah, I just, I feel like it had, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I mean, yeah.
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 I feel like mine was maybe more ruthless,
It very much comes down to a logical standpoint. I think that it's very logical, your point of view.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
it's interesting because I was actually debating for the side that I don't necessarily believe in. But I was kind of looking at it from the perspective of a father who's a lot more I want this kid to have individuality and I want him to be smart. I want him to have a good head on his shoulders, you know what I mean? Which is a stance that I don't normally take. So it was good. It's a good exercise for me to kind of see that perspective. But that being said, I still don't necessarily know what side I would pick necessarily. But okay, so we got that one done. That was a good topic. I liked that topic.
You did like that topic a lot.
Cool. All right, Quinton, if you would like to give your second debate topic.
Sure. I'm just trying to decide which one I want to do over the two I have. I think. Okay, this one is kind of another more looser one. It's about video games again. For some reason, I couldn't get video games out of my head when I was deciding it. This one is similar, from what I know, it's similar to one that was mentioned before, and it is kind of along the lines of whether the game was intended or playing as the game was intended or going other. Or anyway, my topic is, should you play? So I guess I should preface this as there's glitches and bugs and sort of things that you can do to manipulate a game to being more in your favor, right? What I'm trying to ask is should you play a game how you intend to play it, or should you play the game how the author or the creator intends to play it, where that's maybe even adding mods or manipulating glitches. Like I think one of the softest examples I could provide is Animal Crossing. One of the newest games, you could like change the time on your Switch, and it would manipulate the time to skip.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Whereas like I'm sure the author probably intended for you to wait each day, stuff like that. So my debate is, should you play the game how you intend to play it, or how the author intends to play it?
All
wants
right.
you to play.
Cool. Okay. Ella, I'm gonna call the coin flip this time. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Yeah, that's right. Put you in your place. Okay. I'm gonna say heads. Okay. Well.
Oh,
You get to pick which side you want first.
Oh.
Yeah, I get whatever you don't want.
Okay. You know what? I'll take the side of. You know what? I think it'll be more difficult, but I'll take the side of you should play the way the author intended.
Yeah.
Take advantage of any glitches or bugs or even mods.
Even mods. You're telling me I have to play Vanilla Skyrim?
Yep, play Vanilla Skyrim. I'm gonna tell you what, play Vanilla Skyrim.
Vanilla Minecraft, dude? No, you know what?
Oh, Vanilla Minecraft?
Okay.
Remember, I'm non-biased. Even if I have a preference, I'm gonna whoever delivers stronger.
Okay. All right.
All right. You each have 1 minute. Let me know whenever you're ready.
Oh, jacket's coming off.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right. 3, a 2, and a 1.
So, some of the best reasons for, games being difficult is that you get a big sense of pride from when you complete them the way you're supposed to complete them. Which is the entire Dark Souls series. There's always been a big debate on if there should be a difficulty setting in Dark Souls. And ultimately the creators decide that no, pretty much this is the way the game is meant to be. It's meant to be difficult. If you want an easier game, you don't play this game. If you really wanted to modify someone else's game to a big extent, you should play a different genre. I think that all the pride and satisfaction you get mostly comes from completing games as they are. If you think back to when you played games as a kid, all your most nostalgic games, you got a big sense of pride or an accomplishment after beating a boss after a while, and after grinding for 100 hours, getting a weapon in a game. I think most of the satisfaction and happiness from games can come from doing it not the easiest way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm arguing for that you should be able to, or that you. Am I arguing that you should be able to, or that you should, or that it's better?
You should play the game how you intend to, not how the author.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
And let me know whenever you're ready.
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so here's the thing is that, games, at the end of the day, when you boil down what video games are meant to, or at least in my mind, they're meant to be fun. And a big part of having that fun is playing the game how you want. I respect games a lot where there are a lot of different ways to play because you can kind of make the experience your own. Like with Pokemon, for example, you can play Pokemon how the game is intended, like just the regular way. You can do a Nuzlocke, which is like a self-inflicted challenge that a lot of people have, done and like made different variants of, and that makes Pokemon games a lot more challenging, a lot more fun for a lot of people. Or, like we were kind of talking about, like you can play Pokemon with mods, or you can play a lot of games with mods. And I think that like having that choice and playing however you want, like you're still playing the game and you're still like, you're immersing yourself in the experience. You're playing the game in, you're playing this specific game the way that this person created this game, but you're kind of like making it your own. You're like you're developing more of a personal, intimate attachment to this specific game because of that you get to play it the way that you are wanting to play it.
Oh, I was holding my breath for both of those arguments. Okay, I guess first of all, great arguments on both sides. You both did amazing. But unfortunately, it wouldn't be a competition if we both came out as winners. Now,
True. We don't give participation trophies around here.
First, I'd like to, once again, talk about my own biases. I definitely think you should modify the game however you want, play the game however you want, but it's about who delivered the argument stronger. I started off with Antonio last time, so I'm going to start off with Ella, and you also started the debate first. Okay, first and foremost, I think that what you said was amazing on how you were talking about how the author, why should they have to change the game to, because if they change the game, if they change the story, it doesn't tell the story that they want the player to achieve. It's about the try again, and then once you get that satisfaction of that challenge of beating that boss, finally you finally get the experience that the author wanted you to have. The author wanted you to have that struggle so you can feel the satisfaction at the very end of the road. You don't get that by modifying, by manipulating, by changing the rule sets. Versus Antonio, you talked about, well, fun should be whatever you want it to be. Fun should be, you can play the game however you want, change it to however you want, because as long as you're having fun, it shouldn't matter.
It's tough. We've had no weak links tonight,
Okay.
In my personal opinion.
Yeah. I think I might have to give this one to Ella Gaming. My reasoning being is that I think the way she talked about how the author created the game to tell this piece, and the game is created from the author, and you can almost, I don't want to put in my own piece, but you can almost argue that, like, if you want to play a story a certain way, you should, try to create that story yourself. But that's neither here nor there.
It's the author's.
It's actually both.
Yeah, it's the author's game.
Yeah.
But I think I might have to give this one to Ella. But I think, Antonia, you were speaking a lot from my heart, from what I believe in, very much so.
Yeah. You said what I think as well.
This is another one for me personally that I actually could go either way. Like, I see both sides, and I actually think Ella, you did a really good job communicating why, like, playing a game as intended is very important, because like you said, like, if you want a different experience, just play a different game or find a, you should be true to how the author wanted or the creator wanted. But that being said, I don't want to respect my opponent, so screw you. Actually, you did terrible. No. Okay,
I did think it was going to be very hard to argue the side that you did, Ella. But
I agree with the verdict that Ella won. I agree with that. Okay, so we are moving on to our final debate of the night. And this is a pretty serious one, guys. I don't know, like, this might be like a downer a little bit. So we grew up watching different types of shows. And some of us watched similar types of shows. And a big part of our I think all collectively our three childhoods was certain Nickelodeon sitcoms, as with a lot of people our age. I don't necessarily know if this one is debated as strongly every case, but I want to know, like, which one of these would comes out on top between iCarly and Drake and Josh, two classic Nickelodeon sitcoms from the mid 2000s. Maybe a little bit more controversial nowadays, but at the time, like, they were the shit, So I want to know, like, which one comes out on top. So whoever wants to call the coin flip here.
I called the coin flip on us last time, so you get to call it this time.
Okay, I'll do heads.
All right. I know it's a pretty heavy topic that we're ending on here. All right, so Ella gets to pick first. Now you have two certain routes. I don't necessarily want to say, like, why you have two very different approaches of how to pick your topic, but you do.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Drake and Josh here.
Okay.
Drake and Josh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I do feel personally that they are superior.
Just to be clear, you guys have, like, or at least, like, we've watched them at least a little.
I don't have the best Drake and Josh experience, but I'm still fine with debating this.
Okay, fair enough. And that's why I was gonna say, like, Ella, you could have picked iCarly, and then given Quinton the one that he is not.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
To do. So I also think it's a good idea.
I was also gonna say I think I could. Well, no. I was gonna say I think I could debate Drake and Josh better, but I'm not gonna try to give you any ideas.
Okay. Well, Ella, you have made your choice. You have locked in your choice. So you have a couple seconds to think about what you want to say, and then I will start the timer for a minute. So let me know when you're ready.
Okay. All right.
This is pretty.
I'm ready. This is. I'm sorry. This is a serious one.
I know. Yeah. You need to like take this 100% seriously. Okay.
I might get heated. So.
Yeah, I know. This might turn into a shouting match. You know, who knows? All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Name 5 episodes of iCarly. You can't, right? Name 5 episodes of Drake and Josh. You'd be wondering what ones you should pick. The sushi episode, the helicopter episode. I mean, I could go on and on. They're pretty amazing, right? I feel like there's so many more memorable moments in Drake and Josh versus iCarly. And how many iCarly movies were there, huh? How many Drake and Josh movies were there? That's also pretty telling. Yep. I don't know what else you gotta say. I mean, I think it has iCarly beat.
That's it. Yeah. You don't have to use your entire time, I guess. Yeah.
How many movies?
You do have 14 more seconds.
Drake and Josh. I think a lot of people liked iCarly, but it was because it was comfortable. It was a lot like a lot of other sitcoms. Drake and Josh is more memorable for being hilarious and out of pocket.
All right. That is time. All right. Nicely done, Ella. Quinton, you are now debating the side of iCarly.
Okay. I am ready, I believe. Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, first and foremost, naming 5 episodes from iCarly. I could do that easily. iPsycho, the one with the ostrich in the elevator, the one where there is the art show for Gaby, the one where they have to fight what's his name? The one that hacks into the screen thing. The one where they do where Freddie and Sam kiss, very memorable moment. The one where Freddie gets ran over. There's tons of things that I can mention in episodes from iCarly. Another thing is that you mentioned that iCarly's comfortable. Isn't that a good thing? Like, shouldn't comfortableness, like relatable be a good selling point of iCarly? Not to mention, I like to think that iCarly made you like almost dream. It was like something that was like, oh, these random kids that kind of had nothing in common got together to create this internet show, and they made things lovable. Sure, there was the really weird Dan Schneider stuff, but that was also kind of Drake and Josh too. There was these very lovable things that with these kids, and it was like you enjoyed it. You kind of could almost see yourself in them, being like, if I dream, if I try, I could become this internet sensation just like them.
I wasn't going to mention Dan Schneider, but
okay, yeah,
it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, we had to address the elephant in the room.
I had to address the elephant in the room.
Okay,
pretty funny. Okay, but that's it.
And wasn't he also drinking like a smoothie or something like that? Oh, he's like, what's that over there?
Yeah, a smoothie. Okay, yeah.
That's it.
Well, thank you for giving me that.
Okay, so we'll start off with Ella. Ella, I will say this. I think reflecting back, I do think like Drake and Josh might be my personal favorite. I do like both to an extent, but Drake and Josh, like, I don't know, like there's something about the silly, goofy antics between the brothers that really resonates with me. Not that I had a brother, but like, I don't know, it's just this funny, silly, goofy antics. And, I agree. There are a lot of very iconic episodes of Drake and Josh. We didn't even talk about like the Treehouse episode. I don't know if you brought up the Treehouse episode. Treehouse episode. That's the one.
I haven't even really watched the show, and I know that episode.
Yeah. Everyone knows the Drake. Yeah. Yeah, and like the games were like spherical, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like people remember that, even if you didn't even really watch the show, like you remember stuff like that. And so that was a good point. And you did bring up a good point. Drake and Josh was like popular enough to get 2 whole movies. One of them after the show ended, which was kind of crazy. So that's a good point. I do think you probably could have used.
Alone.
What's up?
I was gonna say Drake and Josh alone. You could say the movies got Drake Bell to be a part of the Fairly Odd Parents movie.
That's true, yeah, because which is whether or not that's a good or bad thing is up for debate. But that's a fair point. Yeah, yeah, and it does, and it's kind of cool how Drake Bell has had like such a flawless career like since then. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's just like he's been killing it. We stand him for that. I do think like you could have used like your time a little bit more effectively towards the end, but what, maybe you thought you said everything that needed to be said, you know what I mean? Like that was it. Like there was nothing more that you needed to say.
Yeah. I mean, the more you say, the more that can be refuted. So
that is true. That is true. Sometimes running your mouth off too much can work against you. So that's a good point. Quinton, you did bring up good points too. Like there are a lot of very iconic iCarly episodes, iCarly moments. I think the episode where Freddie gets ran over and him and Carly kiss, that is like the highest like rated episode of any Nickelodeon show like ever. Really? Which is like that is not like something to sneeze at.
That's true.
Well, I guess it is something to sneeze at.
I'm sorry.
And and I do agree. Like, the comfortability of iCarly, like I do think like makes it like fun to watch. It makes it like nice to watch, and at least like when you take away the Dan Schneider stuff and you don't think about that kind of stuff, it is comfy, and it is whether or not you want to admit it, it's like we grew up watching these shows. Like to an extent, I do think like there is a comfort factor to them. It kind of reminds you of your childhood in a way. And that is not something to be understated. I think I am going to have to give this one to Quinton, because I do think like he did bring up a lot of good points in favor of iCarly. And despite my personal bias, I think both shows are comparable, and I like both to an extent. So
now let's talk about Zoe 101.
Now we'll talk about Zoe 101. Okay, I'm glad we had this discussion. Okay. All right. So with that concludes the 9th official debate night, I believe this was. So, and I think we might have all tied, actually.
Did we? Oh.
I think we maybe it was either we tied or maybe Quinton won. You got 2 points. Okay, I think I also got 2 points, and I think Ella got 2 points.
That leaves 2 points also.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
There's 6 points total, and I got 2. He got 2, and that leaves 2 left.
Wow, dude, that's yeah, math. See?
Has that ever happened before in debate night history?
I think that this has happened once, and I think we had like a final. It was a very interesting case. We had a final debate because we actually had a fourth person with us that moderated a 3-way debate between all 3 people involved. But I don't think we'll have that tonight. So this might be where we'll call it a draw tonight. You know what I mean? We're all winners tonight, or losers, whichever way you want to.
I call for a
recount. A recount.
It was rigged. It was yeah.
The emails, the emails were there. Like dig it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. This is we're all winners. Okay, deal with it. All right, deal with it.
I'm at glass half empty. We're all losers.
Okay, we're all losers. But you're not losers for watching this video. Thank you for watching or listening to.
You
this
also
video.
won't be a loser if you hit that like button
and subscribe. Turn on notifications.
Holy shit! She knows the jar. She knows what to say.
Yeah. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you
smash that
rock.
like button.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on
Spotify,
yeah.
Button.
Yes, and also you, the guy or girl or person.
Yeah. Very well said. Could not have said it better myself. Quinton, Ella, thank you guys so much for being in this episode tonight. It was quite a fun experience. Hope to see you again in another episode, potentially in the future. With that is going to be how we end this off. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of Chit Chats.
As always, brother fist.
And then we do brother fist.
Brother fist.
Brother fist.
There you go.
Ella, do the brother fist again.
Come on.
Thank you.
What?